Alright guys, Tyler here with JB Diesel back in the shop again. We got the pulling truck fully assembled and it runs, so that is good and exciting. And we got this thing in the shop. What is this, you ask? 2011 Ram 3500 6.7 Cummins G56 manual transmission. This is the work truck. We got some little on in here. We got a GDP intake horn with the built-in grid heater there, so we got rid of that little grid heater bolt that Banks likes to advertise to boost their sales. AFE cold air intake, BD iron horn turbocharged. For those of you that don't know what an iron horn is, I have a breakdown of that product, but basically it's a 5.9 common rail charger. Works great on this truck, sounds awesome. Doesn't sound like a second gen swap, doesn't sound like a VGT. It's got its own unique sound. This truck's got a full 5-inch exhaust. It sounds awesome, runs really good. It's a good pair for this for what we do with this truck here. Anyhow, why is it in the shop, you ask? Well, that's easy. We put a new transmission in it. We had lost third gear, so put a new tranny in it. We got like 2,000 miles on it. And we're doing a oil change just to get some of the stuff out of there from the manufacturing process, just getting that once it's rolled around in there for a while, just changing the oil, doing engine oil, fuel filters, all that good stuff. Also that fan clutch that I had showed in a previous video when we were going through some of the parts for the pulling truck, we're putting that on that manual fan clutch because that's been squealing and stuff for quite some time now, so getting sick of listening to that and don't want it to fall off and go through my radiator. So doing all that, but before we jump in, I would like to share something from Psalms. This is actually chapter 3, reading from the NLT. It says, "O Lord, I have so many enemies, so many are against me, so many are saying, God will never rescue him. But you, O Lord, are a shield around me. You are my glory, the one who holds my head high. I cried out to the Lord, and he answered me from his holy mountain. I lay down and slept, yet I woke up in safety, for the Lord was watching over me. I am not afraid of 10,000 enemies who surround me on every side. Arise, O Lord, rescue me, my God. Slap all my enemies in the face. Shatter the teeth of the wicked. Victory comes from you, O Lord. May you bless your people." So remember, victory comes from Lord Jesus Christ. You put your faith in him and your life will change. I guarantee you that. And I also guarantee you that we are going to walk through this project the best to my abilities. And I'll show you step by step. I'll probably break it down in 2 videos. Do one with the kind of oil change service things and one with the fan clutch swap out. So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll get after it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, take our 13mm gear wrench, and we're going to come down in here, and let's see if I can get my camera in there. There we are. And we are going to get them bolts that hold the fan on to the hub. So you see that big nut, and then there's them bolts. It'd be towards the front side of the fan, or to the fan. Gonna get them off, and then after that, we're gonna take our the bolts that hold our fan shroud on, and there's 2 on this side, 1 on top of that electrical plug and 1 below it, and then there's 1 right there. So I'll get that took off and show you what it looks like after that. Okay, I got the fan shroud out, but I would not recommend doing what I did. It come out in pieces. So, should do this first instead of taking the fan bolts loose. You should actually knock it off. Take the clutch right off of the spindle. And you might ask how you do that. Very simple here. Just take a C-clamp, clamp it right there on your alternator. And then you'll need a 1 7/16", I believe. Yes, 1 7/16" wrench. Just put it on there and pop that big nut down there loose. And this, I believe, is it should be left-hand thread, so you'll have to go clockwise to loosen, counterclockwise to tighten. I'll pop this off and show you the next step. Alright, so I got it loose. I ended up putting this thing on here, this wrench, and whacking it with a hammer, and it is not left-hand threaded, it's normal thread, so counterclockwise will unscrew this thing. So we'll get her off and get to the pulley and get that off. Alright, so I got the fan drive pulley off. It's 6 8mm bolts, and then you have to take this upper pulley off, and that's 1 13mm. And you have to do that because to get to the bracket that holds the fan hub, that's part of that. So I have to take that guy off as well. Alright, now there's just 4 10mm bolts that hold this pulley on. I already got the other 3 out, so she's ready to come off. And here's our old pulley, right here. Alright, so here is our new hub compared to our old hub. They honestly look very, very similar. Bolt pattern and everything. I'm assuming, I'm not positive, but I think these threads are different. I'm not sure. And then our new fan clutch to our old fan clutch. This one's electrically controlled, and this one just operates off engine temp. So there you have it. This one is a bit heavier, but that's because, so these ones are they're a variable speed. Regardless what your engine RPM is, this will spin to what it believes it needs, and it works off like your air conditioning, stuff like that. And it's said that the air conditioning might not be as good in some cases, so even though your engine's idling, with your OEM fan, it can be spinning faster than that. But we'll find out how it works here. That's the only downfalls I've heard of it so far, but the less electrical junk, the better for me. So we'll go ahead and get going on the install part of this project. Alright, back over to the 6-7 here, putting this in, and we got our 4 bolts that hold this hub on, and we got this one longer one, and that's because the casting is thicker right here as compared to over here. So I want to make sure you get him put in the right spot. Another thing I forgot to mention is there is a hefty core charge on the old one because they need this bracket so they can mount these new hub fixtures on here. And you can buy the adapter kits, but honestly, for the cost of this compared to the adapter kit, it's not worth it frogging around trying to press that bearing. So we're gonna go ahead, get this mounted on here, and then we'll have to put the other pulley on, then that pulley, and then this. So we'll get after it. Alright guys, ran into a little bit of roadblock here tonight. So there's this company's website that makes this conversion, and Diesel Power Products has a very nice video going over this whole fan clutch thing. And well, my hub, or this new fan clutch hub, will not accept my factory 6-7 fan blade. It says in the video, the guy plain as day states that the 6-7 fan will work, 5.9 common rail fan will work, 5.9 common rail fan will work on 6-7, but 6-7 fan will not work on 5.9 common rail.
Good as the factory. So if your factory fan is in good shape, I would highly recommend reutilizing that. For the 6-7 guys, so that's going to be the 07.5 to 2018, you can use your stock 6-7 fan or a 5.9. You just can't use the 6-7 on the 5.9, only 5.9 and 6-7 on 6-7. I know it's, again, a mouthful, but it all makes sense. Next thing.
So here we are dead in the water, and here's why. Now, the clutch itself fits nicely into the recess in our fan blade, but the major kicker is we have 6 bolts and 4 bolts. So 6 bolt pattern is not the same as 4 bolt pattern. So there's where we run into our issue on this project. So we're gonna have to cut it short here, but do your homework, guys. If you're going on to a 6-7 Cummins 4th gen for sure. I'm not sure about 3rd gens, but I would assume it's probably the same fan blade. I may be wrong. I did see one other video out there of a fella doing it on a 13 plus truck, so this is 10 to 12 were different, and then 13 to 18 there was a little bit different, fairly similar, but they changed them a little bit because 10 to 12s just have EGR DPF, and 13 pluses have full SCR catalyst emission system. So little minor differences there, but I know for a fact that this fan clutch conversion kit with that hub and the Ford Power Stroke 7.3 Power Stroke clutch needs a 5.9 common rail fan blade to work on a 6.7 Cummins. So with that being said, we'll cut this video out here, and hopefully we can get one tracked down here in a timely manner. So okay, so it is next day, and I can confirm that a 5.9 common rail fan fits. Our local CarQuest had one actually, so got that put on, got the new hub on, and now we just need to put it where she goes. I also picked up a new belt while we're here, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably put the belt on, then we'll put that guy on. Alright, so we got our 2 pulleys on now, and we're gonna got the old belt off. We're gonna go ahead and get our new belt down into that mess. Okay, so we got our new belt on. My opinion on it is put on all the pulleys and leave the alternator for last. That's the easiest one I've found to slip it up and on over, but like I said, you can use whatever method you'd like. We're gonna go ahead and get our fan spun on our stub there. Well, there's what the finished product looks like. New fan blade, new fan clutch, pulley, everything, belt. So yeah, there she is. No shroud, I don't have that yet, so I'm gonna run without one for a while, but there she is. I'll be letting you guys know how this manual fan clutch works. So like, subscribe, comment. We'll catch you in the next one.